Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the dreaded Heroes report back like a bad penny. Whatever. Hey, WWE confirmed on their website tonight that, well, it was the other day, that Rusev did suffer an injury at Tuesday's SmackDown taping. They noted that he's currently being evaluated for a lower leg injury. And WWE promised to update Rusev's status as we go along into Sunday's Elimination Chamber. As noted, Bray Wyatt is expected to replace Rusev in the Chamber for the vacated Intercontinental title if Rusev's unable to go. Got more on that later. Anyway, Rusev been pulled from this weekend's WWE live events in Carolina. He also scheduled to face John Cena in a steel cage match, but Kane has replaced him. And there's talk of putting Bray Wyatt in the Elimination Chamber, like I said, to replace him. Dean Ambrose, he will be Booker T's guest on his Heated Conversation. It's a podcast coming out Saturday night. Booker T says he'll take questions from, us people. John Cena says, I've been watching a young man for a long time named Steve Austin. He was talking about that little stunner he does off of the bottom rope or middle rope? Anyway, he said, it's something similar to the Stone Cold Stunner. He says, I knew when I was growing up I was going to be, doing something. I had to do also something a little bit different for Rusev. He said, believe it or not, with all my in-ring experience, he says, I actually took back to the canvas. Practiced a little bit, had some fun, and that's what he come up with. And WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins turns 29 years old a couple of days ago, while also legend Kamala turns 65. Former WWE Tag Champion Chaz, remember old Chaz Mosh, the headbanger? Warrington is his last name, 44 years old. Randy Orton's uncle, former WWE talent, don't know if you knew this, Barry Orton, 57. America, let's see, WrestleMerica, there you go. It's an indie promotion, pro wrestling promotion, is based out of Georgia and has signed local TV deal with Charter Cable to air their programming in that state. Anyway, the promotion is owned and operated by former WWE, TNA, and current New Japan Pro Wrestling star Doc Gallows. Remember him? The first WrestleMerica TV taping will take place in Barnesville, Georgia on June 5th at the old Academy Gym. Matches confirmed so far: MVP taking on Mekhi Taylor, Monster Payne taking on Doc Gallows, and Amber O'Neal taking on Tracy Taylors in the Falls Count Anywhere. Other stars going to be there is Jimmy Ray, Sal Rennoro, some others, and there's going to be doing some filming on May 30th at that event in Gastonia, North Carolina. So you can look it up online and get some tickets if you want, if you're living around that area. Another good startup, I guess, hopefully. The idea, what they're trying to do is produce a studio-style wrestling series like the old school Memphis wrestling. And regarding WWE NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks missing last week's NXT live events and some TV taping, there's now talk that she's kind of suffered maybe either injury to her arm or shoulder. Reported earlier in the week that she wasn't injured. She just took time off. And WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk, who turns 71 years old today, well, this month, which is, what, a couple more days? Anyway, he was scheduled to fight in Osaka, Japan on May 30th, but the match has been canceled due to Funk is still being in rough shape following a lengthy battle with viral pneumonia. Dory Funk Jr. was already going to Japan to work the show, so he's going to be replacing Terry for that match. All right, new today. That was the other day's news. New today, good news. UFC Women's Champion, Bantamweight Champion anyway, Ronda Rousey, recently made a Wall Street Journal Cafe appearance and was asked about WrestleMania 32. Rousey said she wants to do something with WWE again because she already started something and believes the audience needs to have a resolution to her angle with Stephanie McMahon. And Rousey also expressed interest in coming in for a period of time also, not just for one show, so they can build her up, for the match. And she's, by the way, she's going to be filming a movie during WrestleMania 32 season, so it's highly unlikely, man, she'll work that show. I don't know. And despite recent comments by UFC champion Dana White, Ronda believes that she can change his mind about letting her work for WWE, or he could be put in an arm bar lock that she does, and he'll give in. I just said that. Anyway, Rousey said that she's got an idea to try and keeping her name alive in WWE by getting a 4 horsewomen together in either WWE or NXT. All right, noted before, old Big Show, he may not be returning until it's time to hype Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Show has been advertised for June 15th Raw in Cleveland, June 22nd in Indianapolis, and June 29th in Washington. He's also been advertised in July, but so far he hadn't showed. And Finn Balor, he's going to be replacing injured star Sami Zayn on upcoming live events in Australia. NXT champion Kevin Owens is also booked for the tour, and he's also booked here for the States. He's a big guy, but not that big. And tonight's Mayhem edition of TNA Impact Wrestling is featuring Eric Young taking on world champion Kurt Angle in an I Quit match. Gail Kim taking on the Knockout champion in a steel cage match, and the Wolves taking on Dirty Heels and the X Division title gauntlet matches, and more. Also noted that TNA has re-signed Bram, Davey Richards, and Eddie Edwards to new deals. TNA also announced new deals for these talents a few months back, but now the new deals are for 2 years rather than the 1 year that they did earlier. Long term, it's called. And it will be interesting to see if TNA announces new deals for Austin Aries. It's been reported by multiple sources. Aries' current deal, it expires in June and is over, and he's obviously good talent TNA needs to keep. Hornswoggle today turns 29 years old, while ECW original Steve Corino turns 42. Mean Street Posse Pete Gas, which I hope he got over his problem, turns 45. Former WWE star Brian Kendricks turns 36. Former WWE star member Samu, 52. And WWE NXT champion Kevin Owens looks to be replacing the injured Rusev on live events in the Raw tapings for June and July. Owens is also advertised for live events as he's kind of double booked on some nights. June 5th, Jackson, Mississippi, also advertised for NXT down at Pierce, Florida, Fort Pierce. And June 6th, Baton Rouge, he's also being advertised in Largo. So they're going to have to split him up somehow. And there's some other dates too. July 10th and 17th, Philadelphia and New Jersey. WWE stock up 1.85% Thursday, closing at $14.30 a share. And WWE has re-added Becky Lynch's new Last Kicker t-shirt to the shop website after pulling it earlier this week. The shirt now has her full name under Last Kicker for, on the front of the shirt anyway. And noted before, maybe they only had Last Kicker on there earlier. I don't know. That's kind of silly. Anyway, Daniel Bryan was being advertised for Monday's Raw. He's also being announced for post-SummerSlam Raw on August 24th, Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Daily Mail reports that WWE superstar Sheamus has landed a role in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, which I thought they'd done that years ago, which currently is filming in New York City. He'd fit right in there, wouldn't he? The movie is scheduled to hit the movie theaters June 3rd, 2016, though, and they're filming on the set of New York today, and Sheamus will be playing a bad guy called Rocksteady. And WWE superstar Sheamus, he would look good in there, and I've got a picture of him on the Diamond Dan Facebook page. If one is talking to, I don't know, it's one of the Turtles or anyway. He's on the set of the filming of it. You want to just check it out. Kind of a crappy picture, but better than nothing. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.